and good afternoon, YouTube community, guys and girls. It's your boy Lex Anderson, and I was sitting here watching ESPN, and I saw the press conference that Chris Paul, who I call CP0, has now joined forces with the Beard, James Harden, and talk about winning and being number one. And of course, this from a player who's never even been to the conference finals. But then it got me thinking, why don't we talk about all the free agents that have currently been signed and the waste of money that's been expended on them? This is your boy Lex Anderson, and welcome to the Sports Opinion Log. Okay, and welcome back to the Sports Opinion Log. It's me, your boy, Lex Anderson. And I have to say, being old school, that back in 1996, 1997, when Jrue Holiday became the NBA's first $100 million man, signing at, I believe it was 6-7 years, $105 million. Then that started the steady stream of the $100 million plus in contracts. People like Shaquille O'Neal, who had left Orlando to go to the Lakers for 6-7 years at $120 million. Alonzo Mourning, $100 million. Shawn Kemp, I believe that was $111 million. And then, of course, you had bums like Allen Houston, 6-7 years, $100 million. Rashard Lewis, 6-7 years, $128 million. And the gun welding and gun brandishing Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, Washington Wizards, 6-7 years, $111 million. And then, of course, you had the big three forming in Miami with LeBron James, Bosh, and D. Wade. Each of those guys, give or take, were earning $107 to $109 million, and that was actually classified as being lower paid, that they were actually taking less to form their, super team and all that stuff. Oh, and of course, I gotta give props, speaking of super team, Kevin Garnett, who had signed 6-7 years with Minnesota for $126 million. So, the early pioneers of the $100 million contracts. I honestly would have thought that it would have been nowhere near this time that I would see NBA players getting paid $200+ million, as we now have Steph, aka Chef Curry, at 4 years, $201 million, which has now been eclipsed by the 6-7 years by James Harden the Beard at $228 million. So there'll be a clip on his contract breakdown, because that's hilarious, because you're giving all that money to a guy who routinely chokes in key playoff situations like he did this past season, where he was pretty much a no-call, no-show as his team got eliminated against the Warriors. But that's another case for another day. So reading off of what I have here at NBA.com, we're just going to go with the crazy money that's being lavished upon these NBA players, because the NBA, when they get their TV contracts, clearly have nothing to do other than, waste the money on players who, I'm sure, mark it here, you heard it here first, in the near future, there will be a lockout with the owners crying that the players are earning too much, even though it is the owners and general managers who are signing off on these deals. No one is forcing these players to take these millions of dollars being given to them. And, I thought Mike Conley blew me out the water when he got paid $153 million for his 6-7 year deal. But let's see what we got here in regards to NBA contracts. Some names I'm going to say because I don't know them, but they're getting big money. So hey, if you know them, please feel free to drop a comment below. Fill me in on who these guys are. Tony Snell, 4 years, $46 million with the Milwaukee Bucks. Jeff Teague, I know who he is. He's that all-star point guard, but he didn't really play up to it based on what I saw. But he gets 3 years, $57 million to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Patty Mills, 3 years, $57 million deal with the Spurs. Who's Patty Mills? Sean Livingston, 3 years, $24 million. He stays with the Warriors. Sean's a good fill-in, so okay. The crown jewel of the Warriors, Curry, 5 years at $201 million. So I stand corrected. Excuse me, I had said 4, make that 5, $40 million a year. God bless America. He's a self-made man. He deserves the money, and he made an NBA record 402 three-pointers the previous season. Jrue Holiday, 5 years, $126 million deal with the Pelicans. Jrue Holiday, I've heard of his name, but I've actually never seen him play. Let's see, who else do we have here? Langston Galloway, 3 years, $21 million with the Pistons. Does anyone know who that guy is? JJ Redick, 1 year, $23 million deal with the Sixers. I'm only reading JJ Redick's name because, again, with the Clippers, he was a loser, and he helped solidify the closing of their championship window. So goodbye, JJ Redick. You're only good for three-point contests anyway. Joe Ingles, 4 years, $52 million deal with the Utah Jazz. Who's that? My favorite, Andre Iguodala, 3 years at $48 million. He stays with the Spurs. 33 years old, but people tell me that he's actually doing himself a disservice by taking that contract. So if anyone out there could tell me what you feel Iguodala is worth, please let me know. If 3 years at $48 million for a 33-year-old, who in my opinion I don't think can even start and play a full season, is worth. Wow, who else do we have? Serge Ibaka, 3 years, $65 million, stays with the Raptors. Serge Ibaka has definitely cashed in a pretty penny during his tenure with the NBA. Oh, and my favorite, Kyle Lowry, 3 years, $100 million with the Raptors. Would this be the same Kyle Lowry who his scoring average dips in half when it comes playoff time, and he's injury prone and he's not really a team leader? Congratulations on that, Toronto. Okay, let's see. Paul Millsap, 3 years, $90 million deal with the Denver Nuggets. Big man, okay. Oh, another crown jewel of the Warriors, Durant, 2 years, $53 million deal. Now, I've read that Durant has actually said that I'm going to sacrifice money for the sake of winning. And they say that Durant is at least worth $36, $38 million a year. So, wow. God bless America, where 2 years at $53 million, you're actually underpaid. Congratulations, KD. You're truly about the winning. Hopefully you could rest well with your $325 million Nike contract. George Hill, 3 years, $57 million with the Kings. Who's George Hill? Shocker to me, personally. Zach Randolph, 2 years, $24 million with the Kings. How and why did Zach Randolph wind up leaving the Grizzlies? It just saddened me. I can't even speak about it. Okay, Gordon Hayward, 4 years, $128 million with the Celtics. How and why? I saw Hayward this past playoff season because, again, I don't really watch a team unless they're in the playoffs, but really? Okay, NBA executives. Clippers, Gallinari, 3 years, $65 million. Okay, has anyone ever given him a physical? Does anyone not have the medical records on Gallinari, who is heavily injury prone? Okay, whatever. Dion Waiters, 4 years, $52 million with the Heat. I've heard of his name, but I don't know who he is. Okay, the bench scoring scrub white guy from the hated racist Boston Celtics, Kelly Olynyk, 4 years, $50 million deal with the Miami Heat. They're a rivalry. Why would you even give him that much? Why? Because he scored 25 points in a playoff game against the Wizards? Rudy Gay, when was the last time he even played? 2 years, $17 million deal. Because my screen flipped, with the Spurs. Okay, but Popovich turns lemons into lemonade, right? So we'll see. James Johnson, 4 years, $60 million to stay with the Miami Heat. Who? James Johnson? Wow. Tim Hardaway Jr. Knicks, 4 years, $71 million. Okay, didn't the Knicks cut that guy because he was not playing up to standards? Oh, and my favorite, the reason why I'm making this video, Houston Rockets, James Harden, 4 years, $228 million. You've got to be kidding me. This guy is trash. You've given all this money to a glorified six man? That is erroneous, preposterous. But you know what though? LA Lakers, baby, I ain't mad. Waste your money on the beard. Believe that your championship hopes and dreams are tied to CP0. The window's been closed on the Clippers, they're dead and gone. Houston Rockets, please, whatever. I can sleep well. Being a Laker fan all day, every day, 24/7, the Rockets will never see a championship as long as he's under contract. What else do we have here? Okay, just some minor deals. Okay, I'm hearing that some guy, Jonathan Simmons, is agreeing to a 3-year deal with the Orlando Magic. I don't know who Jonathan Simmons is, honestly. Don't really care either. But all I can say is we now are in a day, age, and era where we are now seeing $200 million contracts, and I can't help but wonder if LeBron James isn't out there feeling just a tad bit salty, okay, just a little bit, because he had hoped to be the first $200 million NBA player, which is clearly out the window. And what would LeBron be worth anyway, being a 4-time MVP? Compared to this glorified six-man loser James Harden, who comes up small in key playoff moments? One can only tell. But clearly, NBA teams love paying for no names and injury-prone players. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're just going to take it back to the Lakers. Lonzo Ball, you're doing your thing in the Summer League. You're wrecking havoc with all your triple-doubles. So, the future's looking bright for the Lakers. Unlike the Knicks, which I'm not going to get into because that's too chaotic, and talking about the Knicks would kind of ruin this video that I've prepared for you guys and girls of the YouTube community. So Lonzo Ball, keep doing your thing, keep dropping those triple doubles. LA all day, every day. The championships to LA will only be brought to you by the LA Lakers. And with that being said, likes, shares, subscriptions, shares are greatly welcome and appreciated. Snap code will be posted at the end. I love to give shout outs, so hit me up on the Snapchat with the snap code. You will be a featured part in the next video. So until next time, guys and girls of the YouTube community, this is your boy Lex Anderson. Thank you for viewing the Sports Opinion Log, which you could also follow on Facebook. And until next time.
Margiela, Poochie, Givenchy, all in it fly, look good on